Hey, what's up guys? How you doing? Welcome back to the Cigar Salute. Now, I know I had promised you a video immediately following the last one that I had uploaded. And real quick, I just want to thank you guys for the love I got for that video. And I also wanted to let you know that obviously I was experimenting with an intro. I'm trying to step up the quality of my content a bit here. And bear with me while I get the kinks worked out of everything. The intro is obviously, I feel like it was a little too long. A couple people pointed that out to me, and I definitely appreciate the constructive criticism. One guy told me that I ramble too much too, and that I can't really help. It's just, I don't know, man. I'm from New York. I'm Italian. It's just the way it is, you know. People seem to enjoy the content of my videos and the topics that I discuss, and my how do I put this, lack of tolerance for bullshit. So the intro, once I have it trimmed up and everything, you'll see the quality of the channel step up a little bit, and doing my best to get a little more computer savvy with video editing software and whatnot. So in the future, you should start seeing pictures inserted into the videos and everything. I know it ain't rocket science in the programs and everything. It's just a matter of finding the time to do it. I had recorded another video last week, but I wasn't happy with the way it came out, so I didn't bother to upload it. So I'm just going to dive into the main topics I wanted to discuss in that video. And first and foremost, I want to address something that has been circulating around YouTube and some of the cigar forums for a while now, and I think it's time we put this bullshit rumor to bed, okay? Because it's a very unpleasant rumor, and it's really got no basis in truth. So what that is, what I'm discussing right now, a lot of you guys that watch my videos, you guys know about the Dr. Joe show. Now, I wasn't a personal friend of Dr. Joe outside of, the internet and everything like that. He and I only live about an hour away from each other, roughly. And we had discussed a few times meeting up for a smoke and everything. And I really wish I would have taken him up on that offer and made more time to try and make it happen when I had a chance, but it never happened. But Joe and I used to regularly correspond via email, and Joe and I had even discussed collaborating at one point. We were tossing around different ideas, possibly recording videos from lounges and everything like that, and it just never happened. I work a lot. He was very busy with other things, and you know what? The Dr. Joe show will always, to me, be the best cigar series on YouTube. From the content that was covered, the quality of the channel by the time he was done, that last season with the with the new intro and everything, and just he had a formula perfected, and I still watch those videos even though he hasn't had one up since 2015. Now, there is a rumor going around the internet saying that Dr. Joe passed away, and that it was confirmed by a couple of credible sources. And one of those sources that was named by name was Bill from Finest Cuban Cigars. Now, it's no secret that Joe and Finest Cuban Cigars had a relationship. Joe was promoting them as his favorite vendor. He was even in his intro. He was even pointing out that he was partially sponsored by them, and you could see that in the intro for his videos. Anything from spring of 2014 on. Now, I did as thorough of an investigation as I could. I didn't want to dive into the man's, I didn't want to violate the man's privacy. obviously, and I just there's certain lines I won't cross. But I will say this, that I did a very thorough investigation on these rumors, and here's what I found. Okay, number one, the easiest rumor I can dispel is that Bill from Finest Cuban Cigars confirmed that Joe passed away. That's absolute horse shit. So whatever fucking dickless wonder started that and threw Bill's name in there, you're a fucking asshole, alright? Check your fucking facts. Yes, I smoke cigarettes, I know. It's fucking bad for you, but whatever. Long story longer, I emailed Bill when I placed that last order, and I said, Bill, I gotta ask you, there's an ugly rumor going around on the internet saying that you had heard from one of Joe's personal friends that he passed away. Now, is there any truth to that whatsoever? And you know what he says to me? Dan, I was going to ask you if you had heard from Dr. Joe. I haven't heard from him in a long time. He says, we emailed him a few times. I reached out to him via the number that he puts on his order forms and never got any response. So do you know what happened to him? So if Bill's telling me that he doesn't know what happened to Dr. Joe, then obviously he didn't confirm that Joe passed away. All right? That's number one. Number two, there is no record of any obituary or any sort of snippet on the internet whatsoever talking about Joe passing away. Now, the information I was able to glean on Joe, he never had much of a personality on social media, a presence rather, excuse me. He doesn't have a Facebook page, like a personal one, so it wasn't like I could find his Facebook page and then, try to find a relative of his to email and ask. But I did reach out to several sources who were not able to tell me anything about Joe. They don't know where he is, what happened to him. But I can say this, that if Joe had passed away, there should be a record of it on the internet as far as an obituary goes. And the biggest confirmation that I got telling me that these rumors of Joe's death are false is that I have a source who looked up Joe in a state database for New York State. And he told me, and I quote, if Joe passed away in New York or New York City, I would know about it. And there is nothing on his file past 2011. Okay? Now, the amount of pedigree information I was able to get about Joe via his Google Plus profile and his email address, I have his first name, his middle initial, his last name. I have his hometown, okay? And I have his birthday. So, using all that information, I was able to draw exactly nothing from the internet, all right? So, we can say right now that the only thing we know for sure regarding Dr. Joe is that he got extremely ill in late 2015 with a sinus-related infection. And he had some complications of that infection, all right? That's a confirmed fact. He confirmed that himself before he vanished, all right? Now, the other confirmed thing that we have is that a friend did reach out to somebody, and a gentleman named, I believe it was Bill Smart, his name was, left a comment on Joe's most recent video. It was some Bolivar video. I forget which cigar he was talking about. It may have been a jar. But this gentleman, Bill, divulged that Joe had sold off his collection and was quote-unquote done with cigars for good. Nothing was confirmed beyond that, but it's assumed that Joe gave up cigars in relation to the complications he suffered due to his sinus infection. All right, it's quite possible he was told he wasn't allowed to smoke anymore by his doctor. Who knows? All right, we don't know. But what we know is this: there's no record of Joe's death on the internet. We know that whoever was passing around the rumor that Bill from Finest Cuban Cigars confirmed that Joe passed, we know that that's bullshit because Bill told me himself when I asked him that he doesn't know what happened to Joe. All right, he was going to ask me what happened to Joe. So I want to know who started that fucking rumor, and I want to tell you right now: if you're watching this, you're a fucking piece of shit. Get your fucking facts straight. All right. There's a lot of people that cared a lot about that guy. I know it sounds cheesy, it's just the internet, we're not friends in real life. But you know what? Cigars aren't like that. On my Instagram and this channel and whatnot, I got people from Europe, I got people from Australia, I got people from the Middle East, Kuwait, Turkey, hitting me up, talking cigars. I got people from the other side of the country on the West Coast. I got people down south I'm friends with, that I've made friends with via the internet through the cigar community. All right, I do like to, not to sound cheesy, I do like to believe that we are a brother and sisterhood. All right, there's just something about the passion that cigar smokers share that it's just like one of those things. It's like, I grew up a heavy metal guy in New York, and I played in bands for a long time, like heavy metal bands, hardcore bands, punk bands. And it's kind of like when you're walking in the store and you see another heavy metal guy, he's wearing a t-shirt of a band you like, and you're wearing a heavy metal t-shirt, and you guys kind of look at each other. You don't know each other, maybe you haven't met before, but you look at each other and give each other, yeah, what's up, It's one of those things. It's the same thing about cigars, all right? But I could say this, that, Joe and I spoke enough where I considered him a friend. And he was kind enough, a girl I was dating at the time a few years ago had wanted to have a wine door constructed for me for my 31st birthday. And she reached out to Joe because she knew I was such a big fan of his show, and asked Joe how she can go about getting the necessary components to assemble a wine door. And Joe was very courteous to her and reached out immediately and sent a very detailed step-by-step instruction on how to set up a winador. And the winador I have today is all set up per his specifications. Not that it's rocket science, it's just a New Air 281E or whatever like that with custom shelving from Forrest at winadors.com, who does incredible work. All right, I will make a winador video and I will show you guys my collection. I promise that's coming. It's coming soon. Okay. But just to wrap this up real quick, that as much as I wish that Joe would have come onto his channel and issued some kind of statement saying, hey guys, listen, I gotta step away for this, I got you gotta understand, this man's life was cigars. He was he lived and breathed cigars and cigar culture. So if this guy was told by a doctor that he could never smoke again, this is a guy that smoked between 5 and 10 cigars a day. Not only is that taking away a man's passion. That's like if you're a guitar player and you lose your hand in a car accident, and you can't play guitar anymore. I mean, I just I couldn't fathom what that would be like. It would I don't smoke cigars every day, but if I was told I couldn't smoke cigars anymore, I would be very upset about that. And not only is it the fact that he lost the passion, if he was told he was never allowed to smoke again by a doctor or something like that, then that means he had a severe addiction he had to break, because nicotine is extremely fucking addictive, as anybody who smokes cigarettes will tell you, or anybody that smokes a lot of cigars will tell you. Nicotine is very addictive. So not only did he have to give up a serious nicotine habit, he had to give up his passion at the same time. So I can almost understand why he had to walk away, just a clean break, no further contact. It probably fucking crushed him, to be honest. And that's probably why he doesn't maintain a social media presence either. So I say, let's give the man his privacy and let's stop spreading rumors that are just hurtful and irresponsible. All right, and some morbid fuck. I don't think he meant to be this way, but he just anybody asked about where Joe was on a comment on YouTube. He had to reply. He must have replied to like 40 or 50 comments. Oh, Joe's up in heaven smoking with Fidel right now. You know, they're probably sampling a Partagas Lusitania from 1957. You know, fuck. What's wrong with you? You know, just, Jesus, man. You know, the fact that some people are willing to perpetuate rumors like that on no basis, you know, and stuff that's easily confirmed. I mean, as soon as Bill's name got thrown in there, somebody couldn't, you know, why did I have to be the one to reach out and ask Bill if what he said was, you know, what was being said was true? Because that would have put it to bed right there. Instead, this shit has been going on for over a year. But, anyways, guys, that's all I have to say about that. In closing, I would say that Joe is alive. Hopefully he's well. And as much as I wish he would issue a statement, I wouldn't expect it. All right? But we can say with 100% certainty that the man is not dead. All right? So I just wanted to put that information out there because I know there's a lot of people that were very upset upon reading these rumors, myself included. So, if you guys have any more questions about this, feel free to reach out to me, you know, Gmail, Instagram, and, you know, I'll talk to you guys more about it, but that's really all I got on that subject. And other news, what do we got? Let's see. I had a guy reach out to me who is making videos now, and he he made fun of my intro, which I don't blame him for. Guys, you know, I realized it was a little too long, and you know, he also told me I rambled a little too much. But I went and watched his video that he conveniently left a link for on my comments section, and this is a gentleman that's making videos about Cuban cigars that has never smoked a Monte Cristo before. So, you know, I'm not going to sit here and rip into the guy too much, but, you know, I'll just, I'll leave that there. Guy making a video about Cuban cigars has never smoked a Monte Cristo. So, you guys take that for what it's worth. And also, I do want to let you guys know that anybody who watched the Finest Cuban Cigars unboxing video knows that I had requested the box dates initially, and they had forgotten to give them to me at the time. All right. Now, if you guys want box dates, if you guys are ordering singles from finestcubancigars.com, all you have to do is when you are filling out the shipping form, when you're placing an order, just write in the notes section, please include box dates. And also, you can request their most aged stock. Now, if you look, I pinned a comment post on my YouTube channel. I'm going to pull it up real quick and just read off these box dates from these singles because I asked them for their oldest stock that they had. And let me tell you guys that Finest Cuban Cigars came through for me in a huge way. And I want to thank them for not only rectifying the issue that I had, which was them not putting in the box dates, because they did send me the box dates when I emailed them and let them know that they had forgotten the box dates. So they made that right. But I want to read off these box dates to you real quick, just to show you that, you know, some of these cigars that I was sent were over 3 years old already. So thank you, Finest Cuban Cigars. All right. Let's see, what do we got here? Now, all right, so the H. Upmann Magnum 46s I ordered, MEG February 2017. The St. Louis Ray Regios, LAT September 2017. H. Upmann Connoisseur A, REG June 2017. The Juan Lopez Selection Number 2s, SAT April 2017. The Partagas Super Partagas MEL November 2016. The Ramon Iones Small Club Coronas MEL December 2015. Okay, the Romeo and Julieta number 3 tubos that I ordered ALO October 2016. The Vegas Robena Famosos SLE March 2016. The Bolivar Bellicosos Finos, MSU, AGO, 2017, August 2017, excuse me. Bolivar Coronas Jr., MSU, June 2017, and Cohiba Medio Siglos, October 2016, SGA factory. Okay, and finally we have the Fonseca Delicias, UBA, February 2015. All right, so we got some cigars here that are, 3 years old already, right off the bat. So those, almost every one of those cigars was well out of the sick period. I try not to smoke a Cuban cigar without at least 2 years age on it, minimum year and a half, absolute minimum year and a half. Now, I smoked one of those Fonseca Delicias this afternoon with a few of my buddies, and I gotta say, it wasn't a bad smoke. Definitely wasn't one of my favorites, but I'll tell you what, for $4.50 a pop, not a bad cigar whatsoever. Interesting experience with Fonseca. Definitely on the lighter to medium side in terms of strength. But I just wanted to share with you that I received nice, fairly well aged cigars from Finest Cuban Cigars, and that everything that I requested with that order was met with 100% satisfaction. All right, guys. So if you have any more questions, as always, feel free to reach out. I want to thank everybody that's been supporting me, everybody that's been showing me love. I've been getting a lot more comments lately. I've been getting a lot more people reaching out to me on Instagram, cigar_salute on Instagram, and cigarsalute@gmail.com. And I want to thank you guys. I have a good time chatting with you guys. I always look forward to meeting new friends, and I want to thank you guys for your support. All right? Have a great night.